Let's talk about one of the most misunderstood hormones in the human body, insulin. I'm John, your Carnivore Teacher Alpha. That's our topic for today. Now, insulin gets a bad reputation, doesn't it? But insulin itself isn't the problem. The problem is when and how often it's released. And here's something most people don't realize. The insulin you make naturally, your endogenous insulin, is perfectly matched to the amount of protein you eat. But when you eat carbohydrates, insulin overshoots. It spikes too high, too fast, and it ends up expecting protein that never comes. That's when the crash and the hunger hit. Here's what's really happening under the hood. When you eat protein, say a ribeye, eggs, or salmon, your body releases a small, steady pulse of insulin. That insulin's job isn't just to lower blood sugar, it's also to help shuttle amino acids from that protein into your cells for repair and growth and recovery. The amount of insulin released is so precisely calibrated to the protein you've eaten. Your body knows what to do because that's how we evolved, to eat meat, not muffins. But when you eat carbohydrates like bread and pasta and cereal and rice and potatoes and sugar, it's a different story. The body senses that glucose spike and goes into emergency mode. Insulin floods the bloodstream, trying to clear all that sugar out fast before it becomes toxic. So here's the key. That surge of insulin is anticipating that protein is on the way because throughout human history, food that raised blood sugar was almost always paired with protein and fat. But in our modern diet, it's not. We've stripped away the protein and the fat and left only the glucose. So the body does what it's always done. It sends out insulin expecting amino acids to balance things out, except they never come. So the insulin overshoots. It drives blood sugar too low. You crash, you get hungry, and the cycle repeats. That's the blood sugar roller coaster I'm always talking about. And most people live on this every single day. I did. This is why people who eat a proper human diet, primarily meat and animal products, have stable energy, stable mood, and stable hunger. Their insulin is working with them, not against them. There's no overshoot, there's no crash, no mid-afternoon fatigue, because their body is using insulin the way it was designed to manage protein metabolism, not sugar spikes. Think of it like driving a car. Protein is like gently pressing the gas pedal, smooth acceleration, steady and controlled. Carbs, on the other hand, are like slamming your foot down. You shoot forward, then hit the brakes over and over again. Eventually, the system wears out. That's insulin resistance. That's metabolic syndrome. That's how type 2 diabetes begins. Not from lack of insulin, but from too much of it for too long. When you eat the proper human diet, meat, eggs, animal fats, fish, your body regulates insulin naturally. It produces just enough to do the job, no crash, no cravings, and no constant hunger. But when you fuel yourself with processed carbs, you're triggering a hormonal surge that nature never intended. You're training your metabolism to rely on sugar instead of strength. So if you're tired of that roller coaster, step off of it. Eat the foods your body was built for. Let insulin work the way it was meant to. Because when you eat protein and fat instead of sugar, your body doesn't fight you, it supports you. Now, oftentimes people say, but don't we need carbohydrates? Isn't that one of the three main macronutrients, protein, fat, and carbs? And I think you know what my answer is going to be, gluconeogenesis. My liver, your liver, creates just the amount of glucose that parts of our body need on demand. It is demand driven. We don't have to put a single carbohydrate or sugar in our mouth for the rest of our lives. So protein and fat from animal products is the solution. And it's been there for for hundreds of thousands of years. If you like this content, click the thumbs up, subscribe to my video, share this with friends and family, leave me a question, a comment, a suggestion. Check out my new book on Amazon, Processed to Death. Talk all about that. And my older book, The Carnivore Teacher. And I'll put the links in the show notes to all of that. Thank you for coming and watching and subscribing. And I look forward to having you in my next video. I put one out every day. Take care.